That sounds fascinating, but also expensive. How do you convince the average consumer to buy into this?
We don't have to convince them to buy into it. We just have to convince them to try it. The flavor profile of seagrass-fed shellfish is actually superior to what most people are used to.
I'll have to take your word for it until I try it myself.
I brought a sample cooler, actually. We can crack it open after the show.
Now that is the kind of guest I like. Stick around, folks. We'll be right back after the break.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, I am showing you a workflow that is honestly a game changer if you are a creator who wants studio quality audio without the massive price tag of platforms like 11 Labs or Notebook LM. We are diving deep into Qwen3-TTS. Now, most people look at this 1.7 billion parameter model and think it is just another basic text-to-speech engine. But that is where they are wrong. While the base model is already impressive for simple voice cloning, the real power comes from how we can layer it with other tools to turn it into a full-scale audio production suite. In this video, we are not just doing simple cloning. I'm going to show you how to push this model to its absolute limit, using it to restyle existing audio, automate cross-lingual dubbing, and even build a multi-speaker podcast engine that handles long-form conversations without breaking a sweat. We are essentially taking an edge model and giving it pro capabilities that rival the biggest paid platforms out there. Before we get into the code, let me break down the 4 powerful modes we are going to unlock today so you can see exactly why this is different. First, we have a smart text-to-speech engine that solves the common problem of AI hallucinations. Second, we have voice-to-voice cloning, which lets you reskin your own voice while keeping your original style and emotion. Third, we have automated cross-lingual dubbing, which can translate your content into multiple languages while keeping your actual voice consistent. And fourth, we have my custom stream-to-disk podcast engine. This one is special because it allows you to generate massive dialogue files between 2 speakers without ever crashing your system memory. Now, to be real with you, this is a 1.7 billion parameter model. In the context of large language models where we deal with 70 billion or 400 billion parameter giants, 1.7 billion is considered small. But in the world of text-to-speech, where traditional models are often under 200 million parameters, 1.7 billion is actually substantial. It is the perfect sweet spot, large enough to sound human and capture prosody perfectly, but small enough to fit on free hardware like Google Colab. It is also important to know that Qwen3-TTS actually comes in a few different varieties. You have the custom voice model, the base model, and the voice design models. All of these are available in both 1.7 billion and 0.6 billion parameter sizes. While the 0.6 billion version is great for speed, our perfect match for this studio is the base model with 1.7 billion parameters. This version gives us the highest quality and the best control for the professional workflows we are building today. The problem with the raw code from the developers is that it is really just a research demo. If you try to generate a long podcast using standard scripts, you are probably going to run into memory crashes. That is why I built this custom virtual voice studio. I have engineered specific code wrappers that handle the memory overhead and long-form stitching, so you can run this entire professional workflow on the free tier. Let's jump into phase 1, setup and initialization. The first thing you need to do is get the notebook into your environment. Go to Google Colab, click File, then Upload Notebook, and select the Colab notebook file from the link in the description. Once it is uploaded, do not start running cells yet. You have to enable GPU acceleration or the model will be painfully slow. Go to the top menu, hit Runtime, then select Change Runtime Type. Under Hardware Accelerator, make sure you select T4 GPU. This is the standard free tier card from Google, and it has about 16 gigabytes of VRAM. Since our model only takes up about 4 gigs, it fits easily, but we need that CUDA support for the actual generation process. Click Save, and you are ready. Now, scroll to the first cell titled 1. Initialize System and Models, and hit that play button. While this runs, it is doing the heavy lifting. It is installing dependencies like Qwen3-TTS, Faster Whisper, and FFmpeg. It is also downloading the 1.7 billion parameter model itself. One key thing I added here is a fallback for flash attention. The official docs recommend flash attention 2 for speed, but that requires newer cards like the A100. Since we are on the T4, my code detects your hardware and falls back to SDPA, which stands for Scaled Product Attention. This keeps the system stable and compatible for everyone on the free tier. Wait until you see the message saying System Initialized. That means the model is resident in the VRAM and ready to work. Let's move into phase 2 and look at mode 1, text-to-speech. This is the best choice when you want to generate speech from a script using a specific voice style. Scroll to the Mode 1 cell and look at the Text-to-Speak field. This is where you type your script. Next to it, you will see a checkbox for Optimize for Speed. If you check this, the model uses X vectors only, which is much faster. If you uncheck it, the system uses the full audio context, which takes longer but gives you much better prosody and natural flow. Hit play, and a prompt will appear asking you to upload a target voice. This is the voice you want the AI to clone. I recommend using a clean WAV file between 10 and 15 seconds. My code uses a custom function called SafeLoadRef here. It programmatically trims your reference audio and injects a half-second buffer of absolute digital silence. That silence acts as a hard stop token that prevents the AI from getting confused and repeating background noise at the end of your clip. Once the generation is done, the output section is designed to reveal both the input target voice and the final output audio side by side. This makes it incredibly easy to compare the results and see how well the AI captured the original style. Now, let's listen to the input audio first, followed by our generated output.
Welcome to the team! Honestly, we have been counting down the days until you got here. Hello! This is a test of the Professional Studio system.
That is studio-grade prosody on a free instance. Next up is Mode 2, Voice Cloning, or Voice-to-Voice. This is massive for creators who want to fix bad audio takes. If you recorded a video but your voice sounded tired or your room was too echoey, you can reskin your speech here. This mode is incredibly versatile. It can convert one voice to another, such as changing a male voice to a female voice or vice versa, all while maintaining the likeness and clone of your target voice. Scroll to Mode 2 and hit play. You will be asked for two files. First, upload the target voice, the one you want to sound like. Second, upload the input voice. This is the recording of you actually speaking the content. Here is what is happening under the hood. The system uses faster whisper to transcribe your audio and map the exact rhythm and style of your speech. Then, Qwen takes that map and resynthesizes it using the target voice's characteristics. It keeps your original energy and dramatic pauses, but replaces your vocal cords with the new voice, just like before. The UI shows you both the target style and your source content so you can check the match. Let's listen to the original input voice, and then the final cloned result. Getting a ton of comments asking, how do you actually get those?
We want to hear your ideas. Let's get you settled in. Welcome to the team! Honestly, we have been counting down the days until you got here.
Welcome to the team. Honestly, we have been counting down the days until you got here. The result is a perfect one-to-one match for your original audio. Now let's talk about global reach with Mode 3, Cross-Lingual Dubbing. This mode lets you translate a clip while keeping the original speaker's voice consistent. Qwen3-TTS supports 10 major global languages, and I have made all of them available right here in the drop-down menu. You can pick from English, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, German, French, Russian, Portuguese, Spanish, and Italian. Once you hit play, upload your source audio. The system transcribes the original clip, translates the text, clones the original speaker's voice, and then generates the new speech in the target language. I want to highlight a specific fix I added here for Asian languages. Japanese, Chinese, and Korean are very dense. A single character can mean an entire word. If you feed the AI too much at once, it can stutter. My script detects if you picked one of those languages and automatically drops the batch size to 1. It processes the dubbing sentence by sentence to make sure the flow is perfect. The output section allows you to compare the source audio with the translated results. Let's listen to our source audio followed by the translated dub.
Welcome to the team! Honestly, we have been counting down the days until you got here. I've looked over your portfolio and I am just so thrilled about the fresh perspective you're going to bring to our upcoming projects. We're a really collaborative bunch, so don't be afraid to jump right in. We want to hear your ideas. Let's get you settled in. Bienvenido al equipo. Sinceramente, hemos estado contando los días hasta que llegaste aquí. Revisé su cartera y estoy muy entusiasmado con la nueva perspectiva que aportará a nuestros próximos proyectos. Somos un grupo muy colaborativo, así que no tengas miedo de participar.
中軸に言うと、私たちはあなたがここに来るまでの日数を指折り数えていました。あなたのポートフォリオを拝見しましたが、あなたが私たちの今後のプロジェクトにもたらすであろう新鮮な視点にとても興奮しています。
It sounds just like the original speaker, but they are suddenly fluent in a new language. Finally, we have the powerhouse Mode 4, the multi-speaker podcast engine. This is the most technically complex part of the notebook. Usually, generating long conversations kills the system memory because the AI tries to hold everything in the VRAM at once. To fix this, I engineered a stream-to-disk architecture. In the script box, you can define your dialogue using A colon and B colon prefixes. Hit play and upload your two speaker voices, one for the host and one for the guest. The notebook parses the script and generates one line at a time. After each line, it saves the audio to a temporary folder and then runs a garbage collection command to completely wipe the GPU memory before moving to the next line. This generate, save, flush cycle means you could literally make a 2-hour podcast on this free notebook and the memory usage would never spike. Once the process finishes, the UI will display the reference voices for both speaker A and speaker B alongside the final stitched podcast. This gives you total transparency over the production. Let's listen to the two speaker samples followed by the full conversation.
Welcome to the team. Honestly, we have been counting down the days until you got here.
Getting a ton of comments asking, how do you actually get those?
Hello and welcome. It is wonderful to see you again.
Thanks for having me. It's been a while.
So, let's dive right in. Everyone is talking about your new ocean farming initiative. Is it really scalable?
That's the big question, isn't it? We believe it is. We aren't just growing kelp. We are creating entire vertical ecosystems underwater.
That sounds fascinating, but also expensive. How do you convince the average consumer to buy into this?
We don't have to convince them to buy into it. We just have to convince them to try it. The flavor profile of seagrass-fed shellfish is actually superior to what most people are used to.
I'll have to take your word for it until I try it myself.
I brought a sample cooler, actually. We can crack it open after the show.
Now that is the kind of guest I like. Stick around, folks. We'll be right back after the break.
The transitions are perfect. This turns a single 1.7B model into a full-on conversational AI host. We took a solid open-source model and built a professional production environment around it. We solved the memory crashes, fixed the voice bleed, and added cross-lingual support, all on the Google Colab free tier. You can download the notebook from my Patreon in the description, and I've reserved the last 2 modes for those who want to support the channel more. I really recommend opening the show code tabs to see the memory management and silence buffer logic. It is a great way to learn how to optimize these models for your own projects. If this deep dive helped you out, hit that like button and subscribe for more custom AI workflows. I have more projects coming for image and video AI very soon. Go create something amazing, and I will see you in the next one.